Yay, I'm live. Means you don't need a planchette and a board to contact or a seance, right? All right. Well, finally I'm back on. It's been one heck of a week. Let's give people a few moments to get the impression that I'm on, to get the news that I'm on. Yeah, Mama is on. Okay. So, anyway, been a heck of a week. Heck of a week. And that's just the first part of January. Heaven knows, right? Heaven knows what's next. Heaven and me. I know some things about what's next. Okay, we'll talk about it. Don't worry. That's part of what we're going to be talking about tonight. Hello, I am D Ocean, and this is D Ocean Seafood. Is your dad? Indie Groove is your daddy? What? Wee wah woo, huh? Ooh, hi. I just I just came out of the shower and I'm wearing my brand new robe from Temu. So I could actually afford it. It was not oh, there's that light again shining on me. Hi there. I'm so glad whoever you are showed up. Hi light. Whoever you are, bright light. Indy Roof is your day. What's that supposed to mean, Indy? Okay. I don't think you're quite old enough, but I could be wrong. Maybe you're, oh, Gemini Moon. No, it's okay, Andy Groove. Andy Groove, that's cute. Who's your daddy? Whoa, okay. Yeah, Cowboy's here. Cowboy's right here. He's awake right now. He's pretending he's asleep. He's just kind of dozing. I'm just out of the shower and wearing my fluffy, comfy, warm robe because it's single digits and probably will be below. My mother used to say below the brassiere. Below the brassiere out there. She meant below zero, but that was my mom for you. Let me put you down here, Indy. Okay. Wow. It's getting real out there. Real cold. Real freaking cold. Gemini. Jiminy. Jumping Jiminy. Yes, this is the ocean's deep woo, and here we do the deepest woo. The deepest woo that you can do. Oh yes, woo woo. And ah, 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 ah. Rob, that's cute. um, so it is very warm and fluffy and nice. So I am very happy to have this nice, warm, fluffy robe. And I'm also wearing shoes from there that have the fleece lining, nice, fluffy fleece lining. And then I got this fluffy bellied cat over here who is saying this is just his weather, and it's his favorite time of year. It is. It's really freaking cold tonight. So, yeah. Okay. We'll give the others a chance to realize that I'm on. And so tonight I have a little bit of everything. I'm going to show you. I haven't really brushed up on my runes. Um, Tonight is the reading night that I should have had last Monday. because twice a month near the new and full moons, the Monday nearest the new and full moon, we give, we, we, I guess it's me and my guides, give free readings. And for the first 2 hours, first come, first serve. And so that's what we're going to be doing tonight for the first 2 hours. And then after that, or no, we're not. What am I thinking? See, this is the way my brain's been. Tonight, we're going to talk about something. Tomorrow, we're going to give the free readings. What the hell is going on with this? I'm time traveling. Okay, let me start all over again. I'm here, Karen Lynn, Woo Train Riders, DG. Hi there. Woo Train Riders, do you have another name that we know you by? Yeah. Is this somebody's is this somebody's alias? Okay. So let me write this down. Everybody's changing their names. So let me write down Karen Lynn. It's going to be one of those goofy nights. I can already feel it. I don't need the puff pass. I'm already all effed up. I don't even know why. People of the world, join hands. Get on the woo train, the woo train. Okay. Riders DG. No diggity. Okay. Uh, I'm in a mood. I had 2 shows scheduled for tonight. What the hell? What did I do? That was supposed to be for tomorrow. You mean it flipped back to today? Okay, that's just groovy. That's just into groovy. This is the way it's been. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo that other one. Okay. Okay, it's been crazy. Crazy. And I'm going to talk about a few things. And I'm going to save this for another. What the hell? I got my cards out and everything for nothing. And I knew better. I even knew better. And this is so ridiculous. But I'm very excited. I guess I'm very excited over the new tea leaf cards I got. Finally. They're a big honking deck. And big. Look at how thick that deck of cards goes on and on, right? So a lot of cards. But I'm really looking forward. How I didn't even know that was possible to have both shows on at the same time. Hey Jackie, hi. It's just been a crazy couple of weeks actually, and this last one's been even crazier than usual. I have had so many weird things happen. Let me tell you, I had an inspection which we had just rearranged the front. We had stuff all over the place in the back. And all of a sudden, I get this thing in my door. Oh, and by the way, you're getting inspected tomorrow. We just thought we'd tell you. It's like, gee, that's nice. And my helper is nowhere around. And I had to get all that done by myself. I had to get all this stuff moved and picked up. And I'm like, this isn't freaking possible. And then I'm looking at it and I'm going, yes, it is, because I say it is, which is kind of how you have to be sometimes. It's possible because I say it's possible. By tomorrow at 9, and it's 5 now. How? So um, I'm like, oh, wow. Uh, crazy is your family tree. Okay, is it a conifer? Um, anyway, is it a nut tree? Like pecan, walnut, whatever. Yeah, I know. My family tree is mostly nuts too. So, but so, that's just part of it. I mean, part of it is um, Amazon sends me a whole bunch of crap that and doubles of stuff. It's not that the products are bad. I like the products, but I didn't want them this month because they're kind of expensive and they say the stuff that you can't return. And so all of a sudden, over the course of 2 days, my bank account's completely drained out practically. And I'm like, the hell? And I go and I look and it's Amazon and I go and I look like, okay, I got to take care of business. So it took me hours to take care of business with them. And we got it to where they gave me some of my money back, but most of the stuff was non returnable. And they're giving me this, well, okay. And, it took hours for me to get a real person and somebody who actually had the power to do something. And then finally, she says, well, okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put it back on your gift card, your Amazon gift card. And I said, and she says, is that acceptable? And I'm like, no, that is not acceptable. You drained my bank account. You drained my bank account. I cannot pay my bills with your gift card. Okay, that's the problem. I can't pay my bills with your gift card. You got to give me my money back. And she said, okay. Finally, she said, I can do that. And so finally, she said, now there's some things that I can't, but she says, okay, I will fix it so that we refund your money without you having to return them, which is nice because then I don't have to return them. So that was very nice of her. And she said, that's okay. In the end, she said, that's okay. I'm really glad I could help you. I got to help somebody like this before, and it really gave me a good feeling. So all's well that ends well. I'm there going, okay, you just about had a cow, though, when I saw what they did to my account and tried to stay calm, just trying to stay calm. I didn't curse, I didn't swear. I just told her she was going to give me my money back. So, hey, Max Vision Remote Viewing, how you doing? And, ooh, smooches, Karen. Does Mrs. Vision know about this? Anyway, I'm teasing. Anyway, so, I got that done. And then I realized that some of this order was Ormus. I got 2 Ormuses, 2 4 ounces of Ormus, which is really a lot of Ormus. You don't use that much at a time. So I'm like, well, Jason bought one of them. They're like 35 or so dollars a piece, so they ain't cheap. I mean, this was all expensive stuff and non-returnable. It's like, oh damn, and doubles. So, but he bought 1 bottle, and I kept one for myself and started putting it in my coffee in the morning and or whenever. And sometimes it's in the afternoon with me. But so hey elderberry, what's up? So then I'm finding out that I have this my helper just took off, already took off the day before, and she won't be back until after this is all over. And I'm like, okay, I got all these freaking Amazon boxes. I got a drain bank account because it takes like what, 7 to 10 days sometimes for the money to be back. I got a back room that looks like a 3-year-old organized it. A 3-year-old, yeah, spastic 3-year-old maybe. Nothing against spastic people, but because we were working and we were just throwing stuff back there, boxes and shit. Just so I'm like, oh, um, well, I'm kind of like that anyway because I throw stuff around anyway accidentally when my hands don't work and my wrists don't. Got problems sometimes, so sometimes I'm dropping stuff all over the place anyways. So I can say stuff like that anyway. So I'm like, okay, this is not going to beat me. It's not going to beat me. It's doable because I say it's doable. Because I'm looking at that and I'm going, in the time I got, can I really do this? No, I'm going to do it anyway. I slugged me down some Ormus. I must have drank a lot of Ormus. I did. Because I drank a cup of coffee, and then a little while later, I drank another cup of coffee with some Ormus, and then I took some more antioxidants, and I was doing all this stuff just to stay at a level where I could stand to keep working and rest a little bit in between, play my vibrational music, sit in my chair that has the massaging cushion and let it massage my back. I was doing all that for hours, right? And I got it done. As far as I know, I passed, which is almost impossible, but I did. But while I'm trying to do it, every darn thing's happening. I mean, I take a shower. They just installed a new high pressure shower head. I turn it on. I go to take my nightgown. I leave the room to take my nightgown off and come back in, and the floor is full of water. I'm having to mop it up. The day before an inspection, I'm praying that it's not leaking out into the hallway or something. I'm 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 trying to get rid of this container of cheese balls because they're really old. I'm trying to throw them away, and they fall down and the balls go everywhere. Balls to the walls. All right. The little Cheeto ball, and then there's that orange dust that went everywhere too, because I'm having to step on some of them, and I can't find the damn broom because you'll want to put it somewhere, and I couldn't find it right away, and I'm like, okay, where's the effing broom? And the cowboy thought it was a lot of fun. The little balls flying everywhere. I was like, oh, mommy got me some wonderful toys. They kind of taste like cheese. And it's just orange powder. And it was like watching the Lucy show. If I stepped out of it and looked into it, it's like watching Lucy trying to pull this off. Okay. But I'm still going to get it done anyway. So I actually couldn't find the broom at first. I'm trying to take scrappers, and what, grabbers that you pick things up with, and with the handle, pick them up like that. And I finally find the dustpan, but it's not my long handled one for me. It's the other kind. And so I'm using the grabber to pick up the handle of that and screwing it up half the time, dumping it accidentally. So anyway, a heck of a time. It took me over an hour to get those freaking cheese balls off the floor. And even then, some of them were hiding, and I just kind of hid them a little further so nobody would see them. I just put stuff in front of them because I couldn't reach them. And then it's just, and it was stuff after stuff after stuff. And then finally, there was a point when it stopped happening. Shit stopped happening. You know why? Because it was just about done. And it knew damn freaking well that I was going to finish and it wasn't going to get the best of me, right? So I'm like, okay, we did it. We did it. It's as done as I can do it. And I mean, I was moving furniture and every other darn thing, and I was having to use leverage and every other darn thing. And it's like, oh, geez. Yes, it was. It was like a scene from a movie. It really was. And I'm like, and you know, I kind of stepped out of the scene and I was laughing at it. I was like, this is ridiculous. You know, instead of, and I thought, you know, I've really grown a lot. Instead of, oh my God, I was like, nah, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to get this done anyway. Nah, this ain't going to beat me. Nope. And I got it done. And, you know, when Yolanda comes in, she's like, how did you do that? I know what this place was like. How did you do that? Like, I don't know. I mean, you know, somebody asked me, are you, you know, do you have a plan? And sometimes helps to write things. I said, I don't have time to write it down. My whole plan is this. I'm going to do stuff until it's done. I'm going to do what's in front of me. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to do the next stuff that's in front of me. I'm going to go somewhere else and do that until it's done. That's all I know to do. Just keep going. So, yeah. So it was like running a marathon or something. And so I'm like, finally at the end of it, they finally come in and they only spend a few minutes. You know, they turn on that they check things and turn on the check the fire alarms, and of course Cowboy is hiding in the cat cave under the bed. So he's out of the way, and she mentions something. They changed the rules again. That's the thing. They keep changing the rules a little bit or bringing up new rules. Last time they had me move something away from being so close to the window. Another to this time, they wanted to know if my curtains were white on the other side because I have a beautiful print tapestry up there actually. Instead of curtains, it's one of those thin tapestries and white on the back though. So that was okay. Oh, it's got to be white. You got to show white to the outside. So it's like, okay, yeah, that's what I got. So everything should be fine. So that's the only thing they mentioned. And so I think I might be in the clear. But it was just like, first of all, they're getting pickier. That pisses me off. But anyway, I got it done. And I think I probably passed. And okay, good, great, fine. Now, right. I decided, yeah, I had thought to myself, see, the next day, God, did I need to rest after that? I just couldn't, you know, that's why I wasn't on. Is stuff like that was going on. And it was just really draining my energy to do all that. So I wasn't on those 2 days that I was supposed to be on. And I'm like, dudes, I just don't have the energy to do it all. So yeah, finally now I'm rested up and I'm good and I can do this, and or I think I am, except I thought I was reading cards tonight. I can't even believe I did that. But no, I know I wanted to talk about this subject. And the subject is designing the matrix. and I heard a video about that. And I do also want to go over something with you, and I think this is a pretty decent. I saw something too about this. How you know you're a starseed? Because somebody came in here and said, "I'm not sure if I'm a starseed. How do you know if you're a starseed?" So I did watch something, how that is, determined. I mean, most of us that know we are, we just know we are. We've kind of figured it out. But yeah, one of the ways is you feel homesick. If you always feel homesick, that's because you're not home. There isn't anywhere on earth where you're actually home, is it? You're from somewhere else. Um, the society looks absolutely crazy. Yes, check that box off. And I mean, every box, it's like most of you all and me, we're then by that standard, we're star seats. I mean, there was a couple of other things that we would have. It's like I know something about y'all. You know what we're interested in? You're interested in this kind of subject matter, you know, that kind of thing. Also, was talking about how do you know this is your last life? It's probably your last life if you reached the point where you're just saying, "I'm done. I'm done." I, you know, I'm just gonna. Sitting here watching, which is what the point I've been at. It says if you've had a lot of stuff, usually in the beginning of your life, in the first part of your life, you've had a lot of stuff to clear up. When you're clearing it all up, and it's been really crazy, and then it starts to calm down, and you're like done, and you just have this feeling that you're done. Okay, it's probably your last life. And all of that stuff that happened to you was because you're tying up loose ends. So you're tying up all the loose ends, you're purging out all of the crap, you're dealing with all of the loose karma flying around. That's what happened. That's why you had all that shit happen to you. Okay, fine. But now you got the feeling that you're done with it. Yes. Okay. So, and you're ready to move on. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Ready to go on to the next adventure. Right. So, and yeah. And the feeling like not fitting in, that's another star seed. Feeling of being alone, not fitting in. Yeah, all that. Like I said, all the stuff you guys already have come up with, I'm quite sure. You, the way I know you have felt. Okay. So it's just, you'd all probably tick off every box. Okay. So here we are. And oh, by the way, the reason most of us are here is probably a lot of us are probably coming in to help, but, help the ascension. But we probably haven't been here. And I've said this for a long time. I don't come here very often. A lot of us, it seems so weird here because we don't come here very often. We have set it up to where we're only going to be here a limited number of times, you know, and that's why the last life is kind of crazy, is because you're trying to wrap it up. You're trying to just get it all out of the way. But you wanted to be here for now. You timed it so you could be here for this big changeover. Yep. So, hey, Chloe. So, that's exactly like most of us feel. It's like, I felt like for a while, I felt like, yeah, I'm here to help. But now I feel like we're on course, and I feel like I'm just observing now mostly. I mean, I'm doing some weather work, I'm helping some people with their problems, but really, I feel like this is now just helping people get get their act together to go, you know? Um, so, you know, and move on into the next adventure in New Earth, in 5D or whatever you want to call it. Okay. So um I'm like, okay, this is great. This is great. And then the concept comes up, and I've had this concept for a while now. But now I'm starting to see other people's videos about what if we stop being a player? Okay. So you're in a matrix. You figured out that you're most likely in a matrix. And it's like, okay. And you start to figure out the rules of the matrix. You've got some rules down that the matrix. First of all, it's inverted. So it's upside down and crazy and blah, 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 right? But here's the thing. If you were still a player, I mean, this is a massively multiplayer, hollow fractal learning game, total immersion. So, but if you're a player, you still have to follow the game rules. Okay, so what do you do about that if you don't like that? Realize that you can be a designer. Why? Because we're divine. Just what I told you. Hey, Barry. And yeah, and Mark the Arc Spark came in. Yay. So, okay, wait a minute now. We can be designers, which means we get to make the rules. We get to make new rules. And there are people who are doing this. And actually, we're doing this too by mitigating weather and doing all this other stuff that we've done and I've done. And I mean, y'all have done some crazy shit, and so have I. So we are kind of doing that already. So I'm like, okay, we're kind of doing that. But then the next bomb that drops is, however, there's a little catch. Being a designer is that the matrix is going to try and reform around you as you do this. What is that going to cause? It's going to cause glitching. It's going to cause hiccups in the program. It's going to cause little mini Mandela effects. It's going to cause things to either phase out of existence for a while or maybe permanently and phase into existence or maybe doubles of stuff to show up. Oh, really? I hope. No, no, not doubles of you, cowboy. No, you're the one and only. You're the one and only little cowboy, okay? Don't worry about it. That isn't going to happen. Okay, so anyway, cowboy was all worried that maybe they were going to double him or something. No. Or was it? What is it, Mr. Kitty Cake? Mr. Kitty Cake. Okay. So what is that? Guess what? What I've been experiencing ever since I died. It blew some kind of filter. I'm watching the Matrix rearrange itself in front of me. That's what the Mandela effect type stuff. Not all of it. Okay. Some of the so-called Mandela effects we think is a psyop. Okay. I'm kind of that opinion too. Some of it is exacerbated by people intentionally doing the psyop thing on us. So some of this is absolutely intentional to make us all think we're going nuts and probably knowing, because remember, There are letter agencies, alphabet agencies, who've already looked into all this very deeply. They have remote viewers and all that kind of stuff that are telling us that, you know, we're getting told blah, 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 but they know because they got some of the best remote viewers, right? So they know. They know. They've studied all this. They've looked into all this. And they know better than the crap that they're telling us. So all these little Mandela effects, glitches, and all of that, some of them are just legitimate mind, mind farts. Some of them are probably perpetrated by alphabets and just to confuse us. And some of them are because the matrix is rearranging itself around us to conform to us creating it. And I think there is probably some kind of filter program that filters out you being able to see that. And I think I blew my filter, that my filter was faulty or something, that I could see these Mandela effects when they were happening, that I could remember that things were different somehow, that somehow that accident screwed something up, gave me some kind of, well, I did, it did screw my body up physically a lot. So, so I think that's what was really happening. So, and then of course they're doing things to kind of confuse us because they don't want it coming out that this is what happens when you start to come into your godlike superpower and change the matrix. You start noticing this. So I'm there like, oh, geez. Oh, are you feeling bad? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm glad you're feeling better now. Yeah. Oh, it's really cold here. It's in the single digits and probably gonna go below. So I'm dressed all warm and comfy in my robe, my fluffy robe. So anyway, we've we've got all this going on. So don't feel bad if sometimes you have these feelings like you know that people sort of try to ignore it because honestly, if you I don't know how many of you know about the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but in that there was one of the ways that they were concealing flying saucers, the flying saucers, kind of silly, the spacecraft that they were flying around in when it landed somewhere. It was called the it was called a somebody else's problem field that they were using to cover the fact that there was a craft there. And that was just this sort of thought in your mind, like you see it, you go, oh no, I'm not dealing with that. That's somebody else's problem. I'm not sure that that isn't real. I'm not sure that there isn't something like that, kind of like that, where people kind of go, where the mind, and actually there is kind of a mechanism like that. When it's too out of your paradigm, you'll just go right by it, you know? That's actually a known phenomenon. So it's like, whoa, what if they're what if they're right about that? What if that's a thing? What if that really is a thing? An SCP field, somebody else's problem field. I don't want to deal with it, so it doesn't exist. Oh yeah, fluids and fruit. Yeah, exactly. Yep. That was funny. Yep. I I'm I think honestly, some of these authors, who knows, maybe all of them, are not just writing, and I know that includes myself because I wrote fiction too. I wrote some fiction for private publications, though. But and I know myself, I was thinking of going into writing, and I know that sometimes it's more like you're remembering things. What if a lot of these stories are like that? What if most of them are like that? I mean, I'm really of the opinion that Star Trek, classic Trek, they were fixing to tell us. And then something happened, the negotiations fell through, and they took that program off in such a uh, in such a ridiculous way. I mean, it was popular, and they took it off. And I mean, people had to protest to have it on another season. They really got on. I mean, there were protests to have Star Trek to keep Star Trek on. People love that show. So, and why? Because when I saw classic Trek, and I mean, this is before Next Generation. I mean, the classic Trek. When I saw that, there was something so familiar about it. I mean, it sort of made sense to me, a lot of it. Not all of it, of course. I mean, some of it was writers came up with really, interesting stuff. But I really think that some of these writers were inspired. And I know that Gene Roddenberry, there is a very good chance, I mean, people who've done some work on this, there's a very good chance Gene Roddenberry was read into some of this somehow by someone. Whether it was official or not, we're not sure. But so a lot of these shows, I feel, are telling us a sort of a partial truth there. And we already know about that. I mean, most of you have already come to that conclusion already. 9 to 09 to 10. That is weird. Yeah, and Spock was your hero. Yeah, yeah. Me too. It's like when something happened, I'd suddenly become unemotional about it. When I was in a lot of pain, and that's really not a great. What are you chasing? Oh, okay. Yeah, you can chase that around. It's okay, love. He found something on the floor that dropped, and okay, you can chase that, sweetie. Yeah, he saved me so much money by just finding little bits of stuff on the floor to chase around that he likes much better than toys that I get him. This is great. So, yeah, it's probably just another glitch. Unofficially binding to the ninth generation. So, yeah, so basically, when you start to see these things glitching around you, and it's like, that isn't any freaking psyop, that is right in front of my daggone eyes, right? All right, that's when you know you've started to design the matrix. You're a designer. You're a designer of the matrix. So, Chloe, guess what? You're a designer of the matrix. And so am I, because I've had glitches like that ever since I died, although I wasn't entirely aware. So, what? My baby cat? He is a great cat. He is really a great cat. So, yeah, he's wonderful. I mean, he found just a little piece, like one of these little um, sticks of selenite drops. And he found that if he kicks it a certain way, it makes a tink sound. And so I hear him in there, tink, 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 tink. He's playing with that. And I was going to pick it up, and then I thought, and Lana picked it up, put it on the table. I put it back on the floor because he was having such a good time with it. I just gave him that piece of selenite to play with. And then he chased it somewhere and lost it. I guess that's what they do. So, yeah, start counting, Countess. So that's really why your counting works, Countess. We're the designers of the matrix. And once you're really aware of that, that's a lot of power. But then you've got to brace yourself because you're going to have weird ass phenomena. No wonder. No wonder I've had phenomena, hot and cold running phenomena, my whole gun career, right? Now it makes sense. Okay. So we're designers of the matrix. And if you've noticed this stuff, you are too. And we probably were the original designers. Maybe we were even the original designers. And I already knew that I must be because I helped with a project way back that was probably, as I look back on it, the underpinnings of a matrix in this matrix. So it's kind of like those nesting dolls, or maybe holofractal, like we're budding off another, how the fractals look, only it's a hologram. And we're budding off another matrix from this matrix, or maybe more than one. I don't know. So, um, wow. Tink Tink, she's right here, Tinkerbell. Oh, okay. So, oh, Alice. Alice? Hello, Alice. I don't know. Need a licky licky. She's right here. Is that yeah, that's Alice. Hi, Alice. Hi, Alice. Hey, baby. You watching the show with your mom? Are you watching the show with your mom, sweet girl? Do you know we love you? We love you, Alice. We love you. Yes, because you're a fine doggy. You are a fine, 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 fine assistant from Sirius B. See, we know that about you. We know that you came from Sirius B to help your mommy. Uh-huh. Or cover pic from last week. Use it more often. Reminds me of Krau's famous photo. But better, what? Which one is that, Dolly? Hello, Daddy. Well, hello, Daddy. Hello, Witch Moon. Okay, I'm not sure what one you're talking about, but um, um, if you, I think a Digman. What's that? Okay, the chat has gone off into unknown territory, and I expect them to report back. Don't forget to record it all on your flip phones and tricorders. What in the Florida is going on? Dog is a dog. Of course, Project. Hi, Project. Skyfall. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Our pets. I don't think they're just pets. Okay. They've got a mission too. They've got a mission to be our pets. Okay. And they're here. to watch this ride too. Okay? They're here on this ride with us to help us, to support us, because that's the deal that was made. That's the deal that was made. The legend has it. They may not fight our wars for us. They were allowed to. Now, this was during the wars. This was during the Lyra and Orion wars. They were allowed to live because Lyra was destroyed. Remember, the legend has it. And they were given a place to live around Sirius B on their own planet, dogs and cats. But, and they could come and assist us. See, there was an oath they had to us, swore their loyalty to us. And so they said, we have to be with them and help them. It's an oath. Well, the reptiles do understand an oath. They do get that. Okay. And to them, that is binding. So they said, okay, well, I'll tell you what. You can go, but you can't fight in their wars and yada, yada, yada. And so in they come as dogs and cats, pets, and subject to all the things that happen because they are animals, not people, except they're actually, and they're well aware of what's going to happen, what kind of things are going to happen. Come on up, baby. And that they're going to forget a lot of stuff. Ah, yeah, you're aware of that, aren't you? Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're going to tell me the whole long story one day? Okay. Going to tell us? Okay. We're waiting. When you're ready. One day when you're ready, you're going to tell us the whole saga. Well, you heard it right from the cat's mouth. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. There. There. Okay. Thank you so much for coming to help me, Cowboy. So thank your babies. They made quite a sacrifice to be here because they actually have a beautiful place, beautiful planet they could be on. But they decided to come here and help us. What? They decided to come here and be by our side to help us through. And honestly, this is exactly what they do. We rescue them, and then they rescue us. They keep us from, I mean, losing it, right? How many times has your pet been there when nobody else is? When you don't feel it, your angels are always there. But, it's nice to have a live, living, breathing being there that is willing to give you all kinds of love and support, just make you laugh. Yes. So they are supporting us. They are supporting us in an emotional way. Give us a lot of emotional support. And of course, they do protect us. In some cases, they protect us. But yes, they are beings. I'm convinced, absolutely. And probably every one of you that has a pet, they are probably a being. They are uh, back home, an aware being. Okay. And so, and we need companions. Lance just says, "Niet." Niet. Who's Lance? I want to hear about Lance, Karen, then. So, anyway, that's the scoop on our pets. Our pets, absolutely. Are they coming with us? Oh, absolutely. Are they evolving too? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would say so. they're uh, they're going through their processes here too. Um, so it's kind of an interesting trip we're on. Your dog was in trouble and channeled me. Exactly. I believe you. I believe you. Will my dog get bigger? I'm not sure. I don't know. Were you on number 80 that day too, Dolly? Ah, okay. For those of you who don't know, that was an in joke about how many little tiny bottles of samples that Dolly was drinking one day. So, will my dog get bigger? I don't know. Will they stand? I'm already seeing more and more pets standing on their hind legs more often. And some of them are beginning to talk and know what they're saying. And they even act like they know what they're saying. And that, my friends, and I know I can have a conversation. I mean, I had my neighbor one time caught me having a conversation with my cat. It probably would have gotten me burned in earlier years, right? In some eras. But yeah, she's looking at me because I'm not thinking anything of it. And she's answering, she's answering me. And I'm like, no, you can't do that because of this. I want to. No, you could hurt yourself. I can't let you do that. That kind of a conversation. She goes, did you just have a conversation with your cat? Did she just answer you? I said, okay, but don't tell anybody. Yeah. So, hmm, so Abyssinian, huh? Oh boy. Oh, your private stash at work. Oh, okay. There you go. And your dog tries to talk. Yeah. I'm convinced that a lot of times they're trying to talk and they know what they're saying. They know what you're saying. Oh yeah, a lot of times I'm sure they know what you are saying to them. I'm quite sure of it. And you know, even though they have to kind of pretend, they sort of pretend that they don't know sometimes, but they know. They know. So, so yeah, I 100% believe that they're beings. They're not, our pets are absolutely beings. They're not. I haven't had one yet that was what you'd call just an animal. Okay. Just an animal without a lot of awareness. Mine have all had some kind of even my guinea pig, for Pete's sake. Now I had one guinea pig, his mate, Blondie. She was, ironically enough, a blonde guinea pig. And she really was blonde. I mean, her, you know, she acted more like pretty much instinct. But Dagwood, A was a smart little fart. I mean, he had some on the ball. And so even the guinea pigs, even the fish, I don't know. Maybe the fish too. Who knows? Birds, absolutely. There are people who have birds, especially the ones that can talk. Sometimes when they talk, they know exactly what they're doing. There's one little bird called Beaker, and he's got his girlfriend who is Tinkerbell, And she is not quite like him, but he is actually very charming and tells her he loves her, gives her little kisses, poses for her. um, and she kind of takes it in, and yeah, yeah. So even my little snake, I think my little snake was also sent to me and liked to hang out in my hair and tickle my ears and just kind of hang out, and was a very sweet little snake. We were very loving, kind of would curl up and just like being with me and like being petted, you know? So, I mean, sure. Um, our animals that are around us are, I don't think that there's any mistake there, that it's just chance. I think that's very planned. So, oh, until you try speaking human, understanding human, because you speak fluent meow, modicum of dog, and smattering of feathered and finned, but then with humans, it's just falls apart, I guess. Yeah. Mm. So now that stuff out of the way. And I really wanted to bring up that stuff because in the time I've had to rest and recuperate from all of the crap that I've been, and there's been other crap too that I'm not even bringing up, but um, I spent a lot of time meditating because I just had to. I spent a lot of time resting because my body just needed it. And so did my mind. And so I didn't do very much except go shopping this week. I went shopping, I did some cleaning, I rearranged the place a little, etc. After that, not very much. Sorted a few things, that's all. Cooked some. I like cooking. Makes me feel competent. That's something. I'm a really good cook. I'm really good at eating it too. And um oh, and by the way, found out that most of the stuff that I've had a craving for boosts or is a precursor to or assists or contains nitric oxide. And nitric oxide, my friends, is absolutely, um, it's kind of like the fountain of youth. If you can get more nitric oxide into your life, not nitrous oxide, it's a little different, but nitric oxide. So plants that have nitrogen, meat has nitrogen. Leafy green. Okay, so in the list is leafy greens, particularly beets, which I love beets. Um, beets is one of them. I guess there's another few leafy greens that are very good. There are some vegetables that are very good. Meat is very good. It contains it. Um, whereas the plants are mostly like contribute to it. You making it, nuts, dark chocolates, stuff like that. And I'm like, wow. And really, if you look at what I eat now, that's most of the stuff that I eat. So somehow I've been craving what's good for me, even though, some people would say, how bizarre, because I had to give up like potatoes. I was reading something about there are certain conditions that are exacerbated by eating root crops. So that would be like potatoes and stuff, beets, unfortunately, the beetroot. So I said, doggone, if I can't have beetroot, but I love the greens. But in order to get the greens, I'm going to have to buy the beets. It's going to be darn hard not to eat the beets because I like them. Wish you could buy some beet greens. I just want some beet greens. So I walk into Myers Actually, I ride in because I'm in an electric car. Right into Myers. I come rolling into Myers, and I look at the produce section, and I recognize the very characteristic red stems. And I say, that looks like beet greens. Do they sell beet greens now? Well, I go over there, and they're just lying there loose. And there's no sign anywhere saying anything about beet greens. And I'm like, but there are beets nearby. Far as we can figure, somebody just wanted the root, tore the tops off, and left them there. Now they're in very good shape, very good shape. Every one of them almost in perfect shape. And I'm looking at them, I'm going, these are great. I'm going to buy but there's no sign. So I'm asking. Nobody knows anything about them. I get them up to where I'm paying for the rest of my groceries. I ask them. Nobody knows anything. Calls the manager over. And she says, "Well, I don't know. This is really weird. The only thing I can think of is maybe somebody like thought it was like husk your own corn or something. Sometimes they leave corn husks." And I said, "Yeah, I guess it could be. They just didn't want the leaves and didn't want to take them home or something. Didn't want to bother." But I said, "Well, okay. How much do you want?" And she says, "Well, we don't sell them, so I can't really charge." I said, "Well, can I have them?" And she said, "Okay, obviously, if this happens a lot, I can't do that. But yeah, this time, sure, I'll be glad to just give them to you. You can just take them." So I had this big mess of almost perfect greens, just what I wanted. Now, that kind of stuff. Oh, and as I'm putting my room together, I am putting my room together, my front room together, because I just realized at some point that I don't have to live in my bedroom anymore. When I had a one bedroom place and I was sick, I was pretty much living out of my bedroom. But now I realize it's only dawning on me after what, 3 years here, that I have a front room and it's more than just for looks. I could actually make it comfy and live in there too, do some stuff in there. And I'm like, wow, yeah. So why don't I do that? So I'm starting to fix it up. And of course, everything I've got is kind of working together. And it's really cool because, I've got something that looks sort of like Iwa with little orbs floating by it and black light. And then I find these lights. I found a light that looks like an orb in my collection, in my stash already. Who knows if it was there before or not? I don't know. But, and it looks like an orb and it glows different colors when it's plugged in. And it just was missing a light, and I put a light in it. I put a bulb in it, and it was perfect. And then I found a clock that looked like an orb that was different colors. And then and I'm like, oh man, this all looks like it goes together, like it. And then I have this other thing that's kind of like a flat, round lava lamp. It's got that kind of liquid in it, but it sort of rolls. It's circular and it rolls like this, and it kind of makes a pattern as it rolls along. And so I've got that too, and I gotta fix that up and fire that up. And I'm like, I'm gonna have a really kick-ass front room. It's gonna be very magical. I've got like a tree that it has that I bought a long time ago that has the lights that you've seen. You've actually seen the lights of the tree. It has little LED lights in clear silicone leaves, and I just leave that plugged in all year, right? So then I have some little branches with LEDs on them, and I'm going to put those around. Um, so the whole place, and then I found like I said, some beautiful tapestries to put up on the walls. The whole place is beginning to look like some magical fairyland, right? Or maybe 5D. And I realize that it's all going together like that. Why? Who's helping me with that? And this is some, yeah, in my meditations, what's been coming to me. And then I find out that almost the same thing end up talking to Paul about it. Paul ends up just blurting out almost the same thing because he had that download too. It's the magical child, folks. The magical child. I'm going to give you like the key to everything, man. The key to the entire hack is your magical child. They know how to do everything. They're the ones who can still imagine everything, anything. They're the ones who can still believe. They haven't been completely. One thing, and the way I said it was, I bought a pumpkin pie when I was out. Among all the healthy food, I bought a pumpkin pie. So I was craving a pumpkin pie. Really, little Diane, magical child, wanted a pumpkin pie, and she wanted some Dove chocolate too. Hmm. Well, I got them for her. You know what? Because during this whole thing, I could see her when I was going through all of that and the Cheetos on the floor and everything and trying to laugh about it. I could see her, and she was the one that was scared. She was the one, she's been the one all this time that's scared. She's the one that's afraid. And I saw her in my mind's eye. And I just hugged her and I said, "Sweetie, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I'm going to do it somehow. I don't know how, but I'm going to figure out how I'm going to take care of all this. We're going to be fine. Don't worry. You're going to be fine. I'm going to take care of you." And after that, things got much easier. Things started happening in a much more harmonious way. And then when Paul came over, and I said, "Well, I'm going to buy this because doggone it, I got to feed the subconscious. It really helped me get through this." That was just my offhand way. And he said, "Yeah, the 5-year old." I said, "What?" "Yeah, the 5-year-old." He said, "Yeah." He says, "I think the inner child is the key to everything, to everything. Because they're the ones that still know how to believe in magic. They're the ones that really still have that. All that was taken from us as we became adults. They've still got it. If we can get them to quit being too afraid to let it be that way. So, if we can only reassure them and comfort them and appreciate them. And I'm there like, yeah, this is the conclusion I've come to too. So who's really designing this matrix? Our inner magical child, us, through our inner magical child, is got the key to everything. That's who's living in our subconscious, along with probably all of our other aspects. But, she's really powerful, or he's really powerful. Your inner child, your magical inner child knows that they're magical. Yeah, I'm telling you. And ask yourself, you want to know why there's some shit going on in your life? Would you treat a child like you treat yourself? If that was a little 5-year old, whenever you do something and you screw up and you berate yourself, how would you feel if that was a little child? And thinking about that always brings me to tears. We are so mean. We're so mean. We're so mean to our inner child. We got to quit that. Got to quit it. And so now I tell her all the time, "Hi, Michelle." "Okay, that's okay, Michelle. We're glad to see you, and we're happy and thankful for the free canned ham." That was all so good around Christmas in green beans. It was just so good. We need to be kind to ourselves because we have a little bitty child in there that has been so hurt. Okay? So hurt. Oh, we have been so cruel. And other people have too. And we've allowed it. It makes me cry every time I think of it. If you look at yourself like that, you will treat yourself different. Yes, exactly, Witchy. Every time you were kind to that little child and show him love and tell him that it's going to be okay, you know, it's going to be fine, and love him and give him a little treat and say, "There, does that feel better?" Whether that treat is a hug or some play or some candy or whatever it is that you need to do. I don't care what it is that makes that little child feel secure, that you're going to take care of them and then live up to it. But, honestly, it won't be as hard. It won't be as hard. So, and here's another thought. Who else lives in there? In your subconscious? Your inner god, goddess. Would you treat a god or a goddess like you treat yourself? Would you? Oh my gosh. We, no, I was certainly not a child like that. No, no. As a matter of fact, most people that you like, would you treat anybody that you like the way you treat yourself? Anybody that you love? Would you treat them the way you treat yourself? Ask yourself, would I treat, would I treat a child or would I treat a goddess or, would I treat anyone I loved the way that I treat myself? And if the answer is no, you need to rearrange some shit in your mind. You need to prioritize it differently. You need to rethink your priorities. I'm not telling you you have to do a damn thing. I'm just saying it would be very good if you did. Very much better. Oh, great. Breaking news. United States military has attacked Iran militants. Well, how much fun is that? Okay. Oh, you gotta go, Chloe? Chloe? Okay, dear. I understand. Maybe we'll talk later, okay? I got your number. Well, you know what? I know that I'm supposed to be afraid, very afraid right now. And guess what? I'm not. I'm not. Because I know, hi, I'm God, and so are you. And I'm a freaking designer of this matrix. And it's not in the rules, in my rules, that this is going to be of any consequence to me. They're going to go play their military games, and somehow, some way, I'm going to be left out of it. Love you, Chloe. Talk to you later. You know what? Stuff will pop up in my feed, and that stuff I know I'm supposed to notice. To know, just to know the bare bones what's going on. Usually it's only a few minutes long. And I know I don't have autoplay. I'm not bawling you out, Woo Train. Don't think that way, please. Please don't think that way. I don't mean that at all. But I do mean that as far as that's concerned, thank you for that news. But you know what? I've decided, and maybe the rest of you might want to decide too, that that's going to end up really good for us somehow. That somehow, there's that light again. Somehow, that's going, every time I say somehow, that's going to be a wonderful thing for us. Somehow, it is going to bring us something good. Because why? Because we are the designers of the game. And this is our game now. My game now, sucker. My game now, my rules. Mhm. And now it's going to be different. Try that on. This is why we can mitigate the weather. This is why we can talk to star people. This is why I can speak light language without having a clue what I'm doing. This is why we can do so many damn things. We are the designers of the Matrix, and if we say it is so, and we can get our inner child to believe that, you know, to be with us on that, we can get our goddess and our God and our child and the parts of us that are hurt, if we can comfort them and say, look, all we have to do is change the rules, design the matrix, and we can make it do what we want. And we don't have to ever be afraid again. We don't ever have to be afraid ever again. Then everything is ours. Everything is ours. Something happened at the White House. I haven't heard about it yet. But stuff comes up on my feed, and I figure, yeah, maybe I need to know that. Maybe they're letting me know this and that, or somebody tells me about it. Do I go checking? Not really. I figure if it's important, I'll know. I'll find out. I'll hear it on my feed, or somebody will mention it, and then I can go look. I'm very selective now what I want in, what I let in. And if somebody's talking to me about this is going to happen and that's going to happen, it's all horrible. It's like, okay, well, maybe in your universe, but not in mine. I do not have to accept that. I do not have to accept that all of the bullshit they're telling us, all the bullshit they're trying to program, all of the bullshit that they're trying to enact through us. Remember, we're the freaking creators here. They need us to create stuff. They can't create. They can't create without us. The evil ones have no power of creation. Only mimic, only twist what is already made, only copy. That's all they can do. They cannot really create. We are the creators. And I have shown you some ways to uncreate. By golly, we can uncreate a lot of this shit, okay? And we have. We have already uncreated quite a bit. Hmm. All of the crazy shit that they want us to create by having it roll around in our subconscious thoughts. I just kind of, okay, I pay attention to it for a minute and just kind of let it flow through like, oh, okay, that's what they're trying to do. I see. This is what they're trying to do. They're not telling us. See, that's the thing. People think, oh my gosh, the Simpsons are foretelling the future. No, 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 no. They're not foretelling the future. They're telling you the plan, the dark plan. They're telling you the plan. And so, what if I decide different? What if you and I decide different? What if in our collective reality, it's bogus, it's bullshit, it's whatever is going on in Iran is going to come to some good for us somehow. Whatever is going on in the Pentagon is going to come to some good for us somehow. Somehow it's going to turn out absolutely freaking fantastic for us. And there may be some people back on old Earth that's tearing away from new Earth right now as we speak. Maybe all that's happening, but it doesn't have to. Exactly. Exactly, Project. Not in my reality. You can just say that. In fact, I've said it a million times. And yes, it has changed for me. Okay. I have said it. Not in my reality, it ain't. No, sir. Nope. We're all gonna die. Not in my reality. Well, not like that we ain't anyway. I mean, maybe we will at some point, but not like that. I mean, passing away peacefully, maybe, but at some point, but maybe we'll even get beyond that where we can just walk out. That's one of the things I'm creating, where we don't have to die and go through all that, where the body doesn't have to age and grow infirm and all that crap, where we just kind of like hang it up, walk out of it, walk out of it, hang it up, walk into some other reality, put that one on, something like that. So, yeah, that's another thing. They're trying to project. So a while back, they were trying to project. It's gonna be a hell of a winter. It's gonna be so cold because it's a super El Nino. It would normally be warm, but this is a super El Nino. Like they plastered a S on poor little El Nino's chest. El Nino means the little boy. Here's another thought. Oh, no, I'm going to finish this one. And so, you know what? I looked at that and they're telling me that because it's a super El Nino, it's going to be this way and that way and so horrible and snow up to our necks and so cold and blah, 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 blah. You know what? I said, no, no. So, well, I'm sub to a lot of stuff. Uh, cool, cool. Dolly. So I said, okay, fine. Poor little El Nino. His poor little boy weather system. You know, they named them the children, Los Niños. The children. Once again, they're abusing children, you know? And I already know the clouds, the little elementals, they have feelings. When they do this crazy weather shit to make them more vicious than they need to be, that's gotta hurt. And I thought, that poor little boy. They're calling him Super El Nino, but actually it's for a destructive purpose. And I just kind of imagined him like a little boy. I said, you know what? You can be a super El Nino, but you can be a super El Nino good guy. You don't have to be you don't have to make it extra cold. In fact, we love you just the way you are, just the way you usually are. Bringing a nice mild winter, we love that. Maybe you could do that? Do you think you could? And you know what? We're having a fairly normal El Nino year. We're not having a super El Nino year. He just relaxed and now it's a fairly normal year. We're not having snow up to our neck. We're not having, and I've been traumatized by that because I lived through the blizzards of 75 and 76 and 77 here in Ohio. People were dying from the, that was where people were getting buried and snow cars were getting buried and they couldn't find them. It was pretty horrible. Um, yeah, the weather is pretty typical for El Nino. We're going to have 3 days of single digits, which is about typical. Then it's going to go back up. You know, it, in other words, we don't have to put up with this crap. It's nice to know though, because I warned Gemini, because Gemini was saying, oh shit, it looks like this, really cold front and snow up to our necks and blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, but you know what? I know this weather witch, she's can manipulate weather and that she can probably mitigate that and like push it up north or something. And she laughed and she said, yes, I can. Because you know what? Gemini does that kind of thing too. You could do that too. Get in touch with the elementals. They're actually very nice and they're actually impressed when we're smart enough to figure out they exist. They're very impressed with that. When we actually realize that they're beings with feelings and talk to them nicely and treat them with some respect. Yeah, sure. Project. Yeah. We've done that. See, it was supposed to be, well, it's in single digits, but it was supposed to be way below zero. So this is more like a normal winter. That's fine with me. I don't have anywhere to go. Nobody's asked me to change the weather. So since nobody's asked and I don't have anywhere to go, I'm just letting it rip. You can do what you want to for the next few days until I have to go out and do something. And about the time that I'm due to do something, like I'm going to be going shopping at the end of the week, it's when it's about due to warm up. You do not have to be a victim of anything anymore. Some of us have already paved the way. Talk to the club people. Me too. Aren't they sweet? Yeah. Just talk to them. Like, go outside, look up at the sky, look at the clouds. Say, hey, y'all. Send them some love. Feel the love they'll send back. They will send you back love. Then just talk to them. In your head, they can hear you. But if you feel like you got to just talk to them, go somewhere where nobody can see you and or hear you and just talk to them. Talk to the other elementals, talk to the trees, talk to with your mind. You can do it with your mind. Okay, your weather's going to warm up too. Okay. Yeah, I mean, let them have some fun out there if they want to have a little fun making snow and, kind of windy and whatever they want to do. They just want to have some fun out there. But, then calm down so that I can get out this weekend, toward the weekend, like Thursday, Friday, which is about the time it is supposed to calm down. And I'll be happy. Now I'm going to take it. I'm also going to make a little rule that if there's some reason that I can't get out, then there's a reason. I mean, that if there's comes a point at which it's too bad for me to go out or whatever, um, then that's because I shouldn't go out because maybe there's something dangerous or maybe I have to stay in for some reason. You know, that's one of the rules I'm going to make is that the only time that happens that the weather gets so bad that I can't go out is when it's either dangerous or there's some other reason that I really need to stay in. That's a rule I'm making. You might want to try that one. Yes, give these beings your attention. Let them know that you're friendly. They are beings. They really are. Yeah, they're really beings. A little worried about the doorbell cams. Yeah, I know. It's too bad. Well, if they see something odd happen, it's their own damn fault for having it. But honestly, you know, yeah, there are people who they've caught me and they thought it was pretty freaking weird and they think it's weird that I feed the Sasquatch and they think it's weird that I blah 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 blah. And do I give up? Not really. Hmm. Hmm. You know what? That's another thing too. Yeah. You when the elements love you, when your guides and your inner child and when you're kind, when you're loving, they'll take care of you. They'll want you to be okay. You'd want to take care of your friends, make sure they're okay, right? If I'm out in the woods, I used to wonder why it's so darn quiet and I don't see that many animals. Turns out Sasquatch were that's exactly the kind of I'm like, That's odd that I don't see hardly any Sasquatch were and they will do that. Things will exit the area when they're around. So, but yeah, if you um are, let's say, um about to do something dangerous, something will happen that will keep you from doing that dangerous thing, that thing that's going to hurt you. You know why? You want to take care of your friends too, wouldn't you? I mean, wouldn't you? You know, and if your little magical child loves you, won't they want to give you nice things too? If you give them nice things, and I mean, so really, by being kind, you're being kind to yourself. In the end, it's all just us, you know. That's all there really is. Oh, your dog always poops at a mailbox, so that's when the very, very orderly pup. So yeah. So yeah, I'm I'm sitting here going, yeah, we really gotta talk about this. We need to discuss this. This is important. Probably one of the most important things we could ever discuss is how are we going to be and I'm going to tell you one more thing. No, I'm going to save it. I'll do a special show on it. One day I will tell you the legend of Earth, and then you'll see. Then you'll see. But as we do this, we create new Earth, and we attune ourselves to 5D, because in 5D, this is what it's going to be like. Now, how do you know? Now, this is interesting. Some of you, probably all of you, have been in and out of 5D. You've been in 5D. You kind of been back and forth between 3 and 5, right? And 4. Okay. And how you know you're in 5, things are a lot lighter and happier and actually make some kind of sense, and et cetera, et cetera. And then when you slip back into 3, you know, or 4, that's kind of But you've been you've been there already. So all you have to do is just relax, make contact with the other intelligent beings that are already here on Earth. Make friends. There you go. Strung through the belt loops. Interesting. I kind of like to see those. Hmm. So you're walking around and, I mean, maybe we could be bigger than Balenciaga someday designing that kind of shit, right? Probably design a lot better shit though. Charge thousands of dollars. Why not? We could take all kinds of stupid rich people's money. Or we could actually make something that's useful and charge a decent price. And I just cannot believe what some people pay for. So, yeah, state of mind. It's I think it goes deeper than that. It's a state of your being uh, in a body. If you can somehow harmonize, is a big word, bring harmony, you know. So those are great words, right? And but I've done so much with those thoughts. Yeah. Ooh, a berry farm. That sounds yummy. I'd kind of like I'd kind of like to go in on that. Sounds yummy. Berry farm. I kind of have a crazy dream of maybe having a vacation place for people where they can live in hobbitses towns, you know, kind of in a little hobbit hut for a weekend or whatever, where they can live out their fantasies in a little hobbit hut. And, you know, maybe we can even have entertainers walking around, living the life. Somebody who's kind of a Gandalfy kind of person, and, you know, and other stuff. But anyway, the amusement park, that'd be kind of fun. I've never been there, so I don't know. But yeah, water ride. Oh yeah, I love water slides. Haven't been on one in years, but I love them. Cool. Okay. Okay. See, I'm a designer of clothing. I went to school for that. I can design clothes. I might be able to help you. We might be able to actually design this upcycled jeans and actually sell them. Wouldn't that be fun? I mean, I have some of the crazy crap I've seen coming out of some of these designers. Actually, there is a channel I watch where she's talking about clothes for stupid rich people. The designers, some of the stuff the designers come up with is absolutely ridiculous. And they get thousands of dollars for it. And how does this happen? I keep thinking it's got to be some kind of money laundering scheme. Who in the hell would wear it? Got to be like the art, you know? Really. And I had I had a double major communications, and then a minor in art. And contrary to popular belief, I didn't have any music. I wanted to have something with music, but it was just too daggone many things. So so you know, it's like knowing what I know about this now. It's made a lot of difference. Like now, I'm going to have to practice that, but just be aware. This is water, your water. Be aware that when you do this, things are going to be in a state of flux for a little bit, and you will get some very strange effects. Don't let it worry you. Yep. Well, you minored in drugs. Oh, yeah, the land of Oz is curious. They stay on the Ah, mm. So anyway, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, "Gee, we could have a very bright future then, right?" I mean, but what's the rush? And I'm also getting, why rush? We can have we can make life very nice for ourselves with some practice. Are we, you know, that hot to get to the next? I mean, once we get, let's put it this way, New Earth, 5D, may be so nice that we might want a vacation there. We might want to just hang around a little bit and have our vacation there before we go off on to other adventures, you know? I don't know. I don't know how I'll feel after it's all done. After we're all done with that, maybe I'll want to hang around a little bit and just enjoy the energies, enjoy nature, whatever. Or maybe I'll say sayonara, I'm heading home. Depending on how things are, the show's over and I guess I'm heading home now. But you'll be able to go where you want to go because doorways out are in 5. They're in frequency 5, is what I'm seeing. So once we get to frequency 5, we can probably go anywhere we want. Who knows? Maybe we can come back at will too. Maybe we can come and go at will. I kind of think probably we can. Then maybe we go home and kiss everybody hello, spend some time with our loved ones, come back and see what wonders have been wrought on the face of New Earth. I don't know yet, but it could be pretty cool. I mean, I knew there was a point at which I was still married, and I said to my husband, I said, I know I'm getting my magic back when chocolate becomes a health food. Not just a food that's okay to eat, but when chocolate becomes a literal health food, when they start talking about chocolate as a health food, then I'll know I did that. Because back at that time, that was so off the charts. No, no way. I said, that is so bizarre that when I see that, and guess what? That freaking happened. And that told me I'm on to something. I did that. I made chocolate a health food in my universe. And I mean, chocolate is made of cacao. If you look into cacao, it's now touted as a health food. Chocolate is now a health food. And that has helped me oddly enough, believe in myself. Ever since I did that and I manifested chocolate being a health food, it's like, damn, I can do things. And then I started on the path to figure out, how do I get this to happen more? Okay. Catab. I don't know what that is, Dolly. Well, anyway. So we can close down a bunch of shit that doesn't need to exist. It's another thing you can do. You can decide that that shit don't exist. We can decide. As a matter of fact, the more of us that decide on something, the more likely we are to get it pretty fast. And if we decide that something is gone, we could intend it right out of our universe. Yeah. No, carob's something else. I'm talking about cacao. Okay, Project Skyfalls, how about this? Have a talk with your magical child. Say, you know what, we're going to do something really fun and make the weather more mellow. Let's see if we can do that. Then go out, have a little talk with the weather, have a talk with the clouds. Say, hey, you know, have a talk with Mother Earth. Hey, I'd kind of like it to be more mellow. But you know what? If you, yeah, sure. I don't like ice and snow. Right now, I realize that it has a purpose. There are some things that can't procreate without it. There's some things that need it. So when I don't need it to be different, I just let it rip, but talk to the clouds and tell them. And you know what I used to tell them too? I used to say, look, here's the problem is when it's really deep with snow and really, really, really cold, people get hurt and they even can die. And then people don't want to come out when it gets too cold. People don't want to come out and play. And sometimes they get buried in their house and they can't even come out and play. And it really sucks. So actually, think you could tone it down? I mean, I talk to them very much like I would talk to people. And if you observe them, you'll realize, and when I hear them in my mind, they sound a lot like children. They're very light. They have a very light and playful essence. And so if you talk to them kind of like that and you send them love, they will they will send you love back. If you tell them, like, I'm always out there when I still when I see a beautiful sunset and the clouds are all pretty and everything, sometimes I'll be walking along. I go out and I'd say, try this, just try this, folks. Wow, show me something beautiful. And then be observant. Don't be surprised when nature answers you back by showing you something beautiful. So many times when I went out and looked up at the sky, and that's how I got some of those gorgeous pictures. I said, show me something beautiful in the sky. Show me a beautiful sky with beautiful colors. And it would. That's exactly what would happen. And then I remember one time I was said, wow, um, it's pretty good, but it would be nice if just the tips of the clouds would light up like a nice highlight. And, I was thinking in my mind how pretty it would be, and doggone it, did that. I'm there. You did it for me. Thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. And yeah, it sounds ridiculous, except it's not ridiculous. Yeah, it's not. I give it a try. You want to prove it to yourself? Do what I did. Say, okay, I know my manifesting skills have returned when this is manifested. And make it something that's harmless, but maybe way out there. I mean, at that time, that was the absolute last thing that anybody would ever expect. That cacao or that chocolate would be anything good for you, because right then they were talking about how, it's like that was one of the verboten things, right? Horrible, horrible, you can't have it. But my inner child, she likes chocolate. Well, Dolly, you are your adult self, unfortunately. You might want to try the other parts that you get on board. Then maybe your adult self will get on board with them. Mhm. But yeah, it's like some of these things have a purpose and they need to exist. At this point, will they always need to exist? Maybe not. Will they need to exist in New Earth? Nope. Will there have to be mosquitoes? Nope, not in my version. Nope, mosquitoes will not exist. Nope. Whatever function mosquitoes had will be handled much better and less itchy and dangerous ways. Okay, that will it'll be done some other way. It's not going to be something like that. Or yeah, like there aren't going to be mosquitoes. There aren't going to be things like that. And I don't know. Heck, I know. Maybe there'll be weenie bushes. We can go out and get very high quality hot dogs for the grill. Just grow on the bushes. Although weenie bushes sounds mildly dirty. Go out and harvest the weenie bush uh and the marshmallow tree right next door, so we can go out and grill. And I don't know, maybe something that tastes like a nice rare steak when you heat it up or something. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. What you doing sitting up in the bushes? Oh, wouldn't you like to know? Mm, anyway, maybe they grow on a vine. Maybe steak grows on a vine. I don't know. Maybe something that tastes exactly like a nice rare steak grows on a vine. I don't know. But the truth is, if plants wanted to be eaten, they wouldn't have lectins. Lectins are the toxins they have to keep things from eating them. Everything gets eaten in this version. Okay, in this version, everything gets eaten by something. And that is the cleanup crew. That is to keep things from littering all over the place, being littered everywhere. I mean, if the something didn't happen to the bodies. So that's the way they came up. That's the way that the bodies are removed, is by all of those things. Um, so we could do that differently, maybe. Maybe the next time when we're tired of a body, like I said, we just pick it up and hang it up and walk out and go put something else on and go off on another adventure, maybe. Or maybe when we're really done with it, it just sort of spontaneously just corporates and just, you know, goes back to the elements right away. Maybe it's just gone. I don't know. How do you want to make it? So, well, there you go, Dolly. Maybe, so they were topiaries. Ooh. So, yeah. I mean, well, we're designing the frickin' next world. So, what do you want it to be like? What can you imagine? Think about it. Imagine that. Just imagine stuff. Just start imagining stuff. Good stuff. Really good stuff. I mean, come up with some really, maybe if you got a few minutes sometime here and there, make a little list of stuff that you'd kind of like to have, and maybe a list of stuff that you'd kind of like to not have. And then put a little tag on, pick something out, put a little tag on there. It's like, okay, when I see this, I know I did it. Yeah, don't confuse it with a cactus. That would be bad. Or poison ivy. That's another thing. Poison ivy's gone. I'm sorry. Either be gone or turn into something not dangerous. And poison oak same. No, turn into something harmless maybe, or just be gone, just not exist. So start thinking about it. And you know what? I'd love to hear what you come up with. I'd love to hear it. Put it in the comments. What do you come up with? What do you want to come up with? What do you think would be fun to have? Fun to have is or not have. I mean, maybe there would be a lot of natural water slides. It just kind of grew that way. Maybe there would be certain plants that would kind of be like water slides. And so when it rained, you just like get on them and play in the water slides. I don't know. That might be one thing. Yeah, poison ivy's got to go, and poison oak as well. That stuff's got to go. Yeah, and the stuff that's venomous that can kill you, that's got to go too, or become something else, something not dangerous. We can do that, and so we shall. Yeah, yeah. Why can't we just make some kind of pillowy thing that grows that when we feel like we want to have a nice lay down and rest, we can just kind of lay ourselves down on it and it's all nice and cushiony and it just kind of, you know, yeah. Yeah, like something that we could or maybe we don't have to wear shoes. Maybe it's an environment where we really don't need to wear shoes, where it's friendly. Or if we need to wear shoes where they're really easy to come by and very comfortable. Yeah. Or anything like that. I would love to hear. Please put it in the comments after the show. Put put some of your best thoughts in there. Maybe we'll write a book. I don't know, or I will put this out. I will put something out in the community tab. We can write it in the community tab. Now, eventually, when I get a lot of money, I'm going to get us a nice website where we can hang out and chat and do what we want to do. You know, yeah, no crazy, dangerous, scary stuff anymore. Yep. I think in the next world, maybe there will be some scary places for people who want to be scared once in a while, but hardly anybody will go there ever, if they even exist. Maybe some people will want to live in that kind of, but that might be the next environment. That may be somebody else's reality. It may not even be in mine. Rideable giraffes. Yeah, that might be fun. Rideable giraffes that you just kind of climb up their neck and get up there. Or maybe we can hover. Maybe we can fly. Yeah, I think we should be able to fly. What do you think? I think we should hover and fly. Yeah. No more, yeah, no more chiggers, no more ticks, no more of that stuff. No more. The parasites are gone. Parasites all gone. Yeah, I mean, really, have you thought about what kind of world we know what we don't want, right? We know what we don't like. Maybe we should start to think about what we do like and believe that it could happen. I don't even know what that is, Dolly, but it sounds awful. Yeah, we can. Oh, they ride on hovercraft. What? Face peelers in the Peruvian Amazon. I have no idea. Maybe I've stepped into another reality because that's absolutely nothing that I've heard of. Wow, interesting. Okay. Um, well, they say that monks can fly like a flock of birds. Why can't we just do that? We could do that. That, I mean, you get to a certain level and you can just fly. You can levitate, you can fly. There are people that absolutely swear that they have seen Bigfoot levitate. And if Bigfoot can do it, and they're huge, then weight ain't nothing. Weight has no meaning in that equation. So, yeah, Shaolin monks, right. Yep. It's said that they can do that kind of thing. They can warm themselves up and they're never cold. If they They can just walk around in the freezing rain and their clothes are dry because they're drying them out as they go because they're that warm. So they turn their body's temperature up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All kinds of stories about what they can do. So why not? You know, why not? Why not fix it so that we can have any color hair we want? Kind of like a chameleon or something. That, we can just kind of change our hair to match our outfit. Yeah. I've known people who've done the firewalk. That's legit. I haven't done it. I will one day probably. That's legit though. So, why not? Yeah, you can fix it. Like we could fix it so that there are never any unwanted babies. So that you only have a child when you want a child, when you're ready. We could do that. We could do all kinds of things. We could have all kinds of things. What would your place look like? Where there aren't any STDs. So you don't have to be afraid to make love. Mhm. You want Cabbage Patch Kids? I don't want Cabbage Patch Kids. No, you know what I want is something that I remember from one of the worlds I was on, is where having a baby equals an orgasm, a huge orgasm. Yeah. The more people that have, definitely men would be jealous then. But yep, there's a place where having a baby and they have it in the water. It's like in a grotto, in an underground grotto filled with these plants. I think there's some kind of lotus, and the sun shines in at certain hours of the day, but it's kind of a sheltered place, and they have babies in the grotto in the water, and it's like a big orgasm. That's how they have babies, and it's actually very pleasant. They have their friends around, sort of a party. That's quite different from what we've got, right? But they've created it somewhere, so why not? Oh, dear Dolly, you have to do something about that. You don't want to make that. You don't want to make that. Well, they probably want that, but it's not going to happen. At least not in my world, not my universe, not my reality. Mm-mm. Now, I'm going to choose something else. Yeah, you mean Grossman inheritors? Yeah, I'm not gonna create that. Cancel. Sorry. Pressing the cancel button on that one. It's a cancel button, I guess. I don't know why it sounds like that. It's all gonna happen underground. Well, we might be cleaning out the underground now. No, I hear tell we are. So it might not happen. Maybe it's on the books, but it may not happen. It might be in their plan, but their plans are going awry. No, that ain't gonna happen in my reality. Or if it happens, it'll be a lesson and it'll wake people up and people will be, oh my God, this can't be. We have to, do something about this if it occurs at all. And I'm easy with it. And I always say, this is what I want, unless there's a divine plan that's even better. So I'll also say, maybe there's something even better than I'm imagining. Something I'll like even better. And if so, then that's what I want. You know, sometimes that works too. Well, I ain't no guinea pig, so they're just gonna have to shove it. They're gonna have to sit and spin because I ain't no guinea pig. Nope, 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 nope. Mm, no, no. I say no. Ain't gonna do it. Nope. I'm gonna do something entirely different. Mhm, 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 mhm. I refuse. I refuse to be anybody's guinea pig anymore for any of their crazy crap. It's not happening anymore. That's it. No more crazy crap. Polka dot rainbows for Scotty. There you go, Dolly. Evil never wins. We could do that. We could do anything. What the heck? We could do anything we want. Okay, chocolate rivers, spotties, and polka dots. Speaking of polka dots, okay, maybe we can even have them plaid sometimes, or maybe a flower print. Nice paisley. I kind of like a paisley. I hear there are other colors too. That there's a whole bunch of new colors, and that our chakras are all different colors. That's right. Where is he? You will. I literally just like what? I did a pick a pile. I play YouTube when I'm working on stuff to keep me company, and you know sometimes I go to these. A lot of times, like about every day now, I'm going to a pick a pile reading just to see what they say. And it's so funny because today's reading, she's talking about Scotty comes up in the reading, a Scotty figure in one of the oracle cards, or I guess. Only in that deck, Scotty was a female giantess. Much love, Michelle. Are you taking off? I've been here 2.5 hours. I am going to close it down pretty soon because I need some more rest. And I'm kind of needing some more rest. But I should be able to be on a little bit more tomorrow, maybe. We'll see how it goes. Um, yeah, I didn't know that there was such a thing as a Scotty who was in legend a giantess. That is a female giant. So you know what? And then tomorrow, after we get the card readings out of the way, what if we have some singing, some karaoke or something? Or just we have some fun playing. Matter of fact, do something to entertain our little inner children. What would be entertaining to them? Oh, here's the other item I got in. I'm so excited that they both came in finally. The tea leaf cards. Look how big the deck is. And these are really phenomenal. And my runes. I got me a bag of runes made out of charoite. It's like, wow, a real stone. Charoite, kind of an unusual stone. I have never seen rune stones made of charoite, but I wanted purple ones. I was kind of tired of amethyst. And so all of a sudden, lo and behold, this showed up. Pretty cool looking. I don't know. Yeah, I can't imagine what the time of the month would be like with giants. Cry me a river, nothing. Ooh, runes! And can you imagine the PMS? No, 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 no. PMS are the testosterone spikes. Yeet. Yeah, Timu. Sometimes they have stuff and it just kind of comes in and goes right back out again. Like they have something like this and then after I ordered it, I didn't see it again. I don't know. Maybe I manufactured it just so I could have it. I don't know. Maybe I made it a product there. I don't know. I am woman. Hear me roar. Yeah, you bet. Good night, sweetheart. Good night, Chloe. Good night, Chloe. The count and countess. Good night, Chloe. Oh my God. Well, I have seen whale condoms. There was a lot of talk about that. You could fit a Tesla inside a whale sperm whale condom. Oh God. Oh dear. I don't even want to think about it. You could fit a submarine in. No. Anyway, no, they're huge. Yeah, I'm kidding. You could fit a whole person inside a whale condom. Good night, Chloe. Good night, Chloe. Good night, Chloe. You're gonna leave us out. Merrily we skip along, skip along over the deep blue sea. Okay, so we'll do some fun stuff. I'm gonna get some sleep. I feel it coming on. I'm either gonna talk in star language or I'm gonna fall asleep or something's gonna happen because I'm getting that pressure building up in my head again. It's not really a pressure. What would you call it? I don't know what the sensation. I don't know how to describe this sensation. It's just so. It's like I want to lie down and go to sleep, but I want to do something, but it's very restless. Okay, I'll tell you, it's them. Yep, that's them somehow. Okay, who's there? Somebody want to communicate? I don't know. I'm getting weird pictures that I don't understand at all. I'm sorry, but I don't understand what that is. I don't know what that is. Do you want to? Okay. Okay. Ataka. Gada full. You get up a scone and get up a criat for what is coming, getting it up to the cream. If I'm getting a scone, you're getting a scone and get a mother, you're getting. If I didn't get a company, getting a scone, getting a Probably your market corrigan breaks happening like Carcarium, you put him in a piece. If I are, but you brace company, get over very Varigara, a private ceremony. What are you going to put the corrigan with Baba Para, ya para Jaka, para get him, which got your sweaty but coming near a program. Caribbean, you could go away, very come, I got a cup, Caricarium. Param in your everybody got a career of his Camina. You call Carrier. Faria Rish Kalmira Japan Korea Faria 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 Japan. I hmm, can I know what that was about? It has something to do with what we were discussing tonight. Some kind of blessing, I think. Run! Why are you running? Oh, giant tampons. Oh God. Yeah. I don't want to see what PTSD or testosterone spikes look like in a giant. Felt like a blessing. It has something to do with now that you guys have gotten that far, then you can go farther. Yeah, something like now that you guys have gotten this far, and something like blessing it. Yeah. Please, yeah, help us to not blow up the lab. Let's put it that way. Or, you know what I'm saying? Help us to not do things that are really bad. Let us know when we're about to do something really, really stupid, okay? Grab your galoshes and umbrella. Okay. Bring your passport and shoes. And your sedatives and booze. It's a line from a Bowie song, Black Star. Hmm. Okay, folks. Yeah. Help us know what not to do so that we don't do something really jacked, okay? Let's just get it out of our mind that we're going to do anything jacked. Let's just say no. All our creations are going to be okay. They're going to be, if there's anything about them that's off, it's going to be mild, okay? Not going to hurt people. Okay. Just enough so that we can learn, not enough to actually harm anybody. Rather not. No planes. No planes? Okay, what, just spacecraft? Oh, well, thanks for coming over. I love y'all. Yeah, I love you all too. And I'm hoping that you take to heart some of what I say and try it out. Because if we're all doing that, and if somebody catches us and is actually positive about it, spread the word. You know, the more of us there are creating a better place, the faster it'll happen. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, tomorrow we'll have some fun. I got the runes. I'm going to see if I can look up some site that tells me all about the runes so that I can read the runes. After all, my dad's side was Norse, Denmark. So, I should know about the runes and the tea leaves. I can't wait. I'm going to do a reading for myself with those tonight. They're used as clarifiers usually with other readings. They're used as a clarifier card because they have some very specific stuff on them. And I just can't hardly wait to try them. Maybe that's what got into me tonight. Okay, tomorrow night will be the readings. Love you all. You are creators. Yep, you are creators. And So create wisely and well, my friends. Imagine, let your inner child, let that beautiful, magical child teach you how to create. And let them imagine some absolutely kick-ass, wonderful stuff. They will lead us. They will lead the way. They will lead us into heaven. We will come like a little child, right? You know, there was this guy who said that a long time ago. The kingdom of heaven. Yeah. So maybe that's how we do that. We get back to that little child and create heaven. Hmm. Okay. Truth is where you find it. Hope you're finding some on this show. Please leave some comments. Spread the word. Let people know that you feel would like it here in our cozy little place that we've carved out of the internet. And um, I'm so thankful for all of you. I really want you to know that. I'm sending my love and I'm very thankful to all of you. I'm thankful for all of you. So, and with that, see you tomorrow. One guy was calling it our dream lodge. Yeah, the Indians would call it the dream lodge. Our dream lodge. So, see you in the dream lodge tomorrow night, barring any other crazy crap.